plays or anything like that. I don't think you don't want to show too much. So, and on these preseason games, people just got to realize, chill out. Listen, okay, you see Justin Fields out there, and you see DJ Moore just running for that screen. That was great and all, but like, who's playing on the defense? This defense is probably second team, second string, third string, maybe. They're just trying to see, who's got it. Who can go ahead and run their coverages, who can go ahead and run their plays. When you call a play, are they going to run it, or are they just going to be loosey-goosey out there? So that's where you got to go ahead and take a look at. And as a huge fan, that's how I look at it. These other people, it's like, really? This is how we're going to look all year? No, it's not going to how you look all year. No.
Well, if you rely on a preseason game, the first one at that, like you have, I hope you shouldn't expect much out of the first preseason game. Yeah. Like a lot of it is just getting rhythm. Again, you have coaches. One, you're trying to set the players up to be successful, but you're also trying to keep it vanilla, but also teach and learn at the same time. That's the hard part. Because like I said, even in high school, like we have our first scrimmage Thursday. Our top guys, like our quarterback, he's probably gonna do one series. Like we talked about it, like we like, what's the point of having him doing multiple series? We know what he can do, but the young guys that doesn't have the experience of playing in a varsity football game, they're gonna get a lot of reps because you want them to get an understanding in the field because it's a different feeling. And man, like it's different. So you even playing from a college, if you're not at Alabama or Ohio State where it's 110, 120, 130,000, these smaller schools you're talking about, you still 60, 70,000 people scream your name. Like that's a different feeling. Even in practice, you can watch the NFL practice. So you're talking about 70, 40, 50,000 people watching you at practice compared to at high school nor college, no one really watches you in practice. So like all that, you're trying to make sure that the game is not too big for them but still be successful.
Yep, exactly.
But you sitting here freaking out over man, if you freaking out over some the first preseason game at that, because they only have 3. So you might not see like you won't see a lot of teams might do it different. Like the Jaguars, they started with their starters. Game 2, you won't see them.
Right.
Game 3,
it's a lot of evaluation. It's a lot of scenario things. Like we're gonna, we got Coach Mike in here finally. He's got his camera fixed up and everything. You don't see him bawling with a big box of Kleenex because his team lost to Baltimore 20-19 yesterday. You don't see him bawling over that. He's gonna go over and say, you know what? This team ain't gonna look like this when week 1 comes. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna bang the Patriots left and right all over Foxborough. That's we're not worried about this. Mike, give us your intake on preseason. Are you concerned about what you saw week 1?
No concerns. I want to make sure everything good on the audio. We just moved, so I'm playing with new technology over here. No concerns at all. When I look at preseason, I try to look at that first quarter, second quarter. After halftime, I don't care what happens. So if we win that first quarter and that second quarter, I'm like, we're solid. Of course, looking at the Eagles, Jalen didn't play at all.
So are you even really concerned about the first quarter, even if the starters don't play?
No, if the starters don't play, no. I'm looking to see who is playing, looking to see at the future. I'm pretty sure the rookies are getting to play, so we're seeing how they fit in the system, not necessarily how they're going to do, because they're also probably not playing against who they're going to see in the season. Well, one, you're not going to play who you're going to see in the season anyway, but against top-tier quality players that's not trying to make the team. So you're just trying to see what their motor look like, what their effort look like, what their continuity with the man to the left and to the right look like, even if it is a rookie. But right now, there's no concerns about your preseason. It's more or less you're just trying to see how you fit in the system, right, how you're going to help the team, what down in situation would you best benefit the team. So I'm no concerns. Anybody looking at a score like, oh, we won, like they hooped and hollered about the Baltimore Ravens got a streak or something going for preseason wins. Like we're celebrating that. Like a streak on preseason win. Who doesn't? It doesn't affect anything.
I don't understand why they even brought that up. It's like it's like something like minor league baseball. Who cares about it? Nobody cares about a 23 now a 24 win preseason streak because hey, if that was a real streak, they'd have won 2 Super Bowls by now.
Correct.
Right? It's like, and that doesn't mean anything. So what are you going to go ahead?
Your undrafted and your free agents are better than mine. Okay.
You got that 24 win streak in preseason. Half you guys are going to the XFL. The other half are going to the USFL. Now we're going to go ahead and play our real game with starters.
Yeah, and then don't win.
Right. And then don't win. Exactly. Well, gentlemen, we had a little technical difficulty getting on ASAP, by the way. So mid conversation with Coach Vic, we finally got on. So I want to welcome everybody. The studio line is open. We're going to go ahead and make sure we can take some calls if you want to call in 813-699-5353. And so today, we're basically talking about what we saw in preseason. Was there anything interesting that you guys saw out there? What are some players that went to new teams that are going to make the biggest difference in the regular season? I like how Coach Vic went ahead and said, in preseason week one? No, not in preseason week one. I'm talking about it's going to make the difference in the regular season.
Yeah, I had to ask because
you want to make make sure about that. Like
I really excited because the Patriots won. They did their thing.
Patriots lost. Do we?
I'm talking about the first quarter and stuff. You get out.
Oh, you're talking about the game. Preseason, the game don't matter.
With Zappy, come on now.
I really don't think you can make. You're going to make a prediction. You're not going to, because you won't be able to identify what somebody truly looks like that can affect the season to preseason 3. You're going to get more reps out of your starters, a few more series out of your starters. Then you can see like, okay, they're gelling, they're this, they're that. They're fitting in under the system. They're buying into what the coach is selling. And I can see them beating a couple teams. He's going to make an effect on the season. So right now, I think you're not, because you did. I don't remember Aaron Rodgers playing in the first game.
No, he didn't.
Right. So you're making an assumption on if they even make the team. Everybody's playing to make the team this first preseason game.
I mean, you say that, but then you take the Jaguars. I think they did the total opposite.
Yeah.
They had their starters in. So, I mean, that's like I said, this is new. And then it's 3. You only get 3 preseason games. But a lot of people got to realize something also. You're not going to really see the starters because they do these joint practices. So a lot of times that's where the starters really get their reps because it's a controlled environment. You're not trying to risk nobody getting injured in a preseason game because, like, again, when you're in practice, like we can blow the whistle and stop it at 80 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So it's like, like the Jaguars went ahead and played their starters. They're testing out Calvin Ridley, who actually, he got a few touches out there wearing number 0, which is actually a new rule change. You can actually wear 0 and 00 now, like basketball. But Calvin Ridley actually getting out there, trying to get the wheels rolling again. He's been out for about a year and a half now, so he's trying to get the wheels rolling. He may be a potential impact if he can go ahead and actually garner some touches, free up Christian Kirk a little bit here, maybe be a downfield threat for Trevor Lawrence. We already know what Etienne can do. That injury didn't really stop him. He knows how to go ahead and bust through holes. He's got the speed. So Jacksonville, they're going to be a pretty viable force going forward. And we got John calling in for some reason. I can't get him. But anyway, no, Jacksonville seems to be a viable force. So I understand why they're putting in their starters. Chicago, I think they just want to give the home fans something to talk about, and they did. 2 screenplays, probably against probably secondary defensive teams. So Chicago Mike, if he's watching, he can go ahead and kiss my ass for those 2 big plays. I don't care. But that's not the way it's going to look in the regular season.
But that's the thing. You want to get confidence. Now because remember you traded for DJ Moore.
Yes. Oh, did you?
You traded. So by you trading for him, it's like, okay, people want to see him. People want to see what he can do. So you got to try to feed him the ball, one, to get the pressure off of him and the quarterback. And you find ways. Easy, simple way to give a receiver a ball is a screen. And and you saw what happened. So now the stigma, oh my gosh, they look good. They're gonna do this, and that.
Right. Yeah, it's like, listen, guys, chill out. Chicago ain't gonna look like that all the time. Now, if they come out the regular season and they just kick the crap out of each of the other teams, okay, then it's like they struck gold, because everybody's predicting Justin Fields to have this breakout year. Everybody's predicting, oh, now he's got DJ Moore. Now that he's got one full year in the offense, because you didn't see Justin Fields run the ball, did you? That's not Justin Fields.
Okay.
Let's try that again. I apologize. Let's get John here. John, hey, what's up, man?
Hey, I just want to say good morning, guys.
Morning.
Welcome back. Have a great season this year.
Morning. Thank you.
And that's about it for now.
That's it. No rambling on the Cowboys and stuff like that. Are you kidding me? That's all you did?
I'm good. Preseason.
Okay.
I got to get my Go Cowboys up there.
That's not like him. That's not like him. There we go. Much better. Thank you, John. Thanks, John, for just ruining our day.
But to speak on going back to you talk about the Bears. He didn't have a choice last year. Who did they have?
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
Like, who did he have? It was like either you run it and make something happen, or get hurt, get sacked, get hit.
But he was very quick to run that ball. I mean, it didn't even look like he even gave anybody a chance. I'm not sure if that's just the internal clock saying, I ain't got shit on this team, I'm just going to take off. I'm not sure what that was, if that's the case. But is this the real Justin Fields? Is he going to become more of a pocket passer? Now, obviously scrambling when the pressure's on, but is he going to be more of a pocket passer now, Vic? I mean, what do you see out of Fields this year with some new weapons?
But he's never really been like, I think that was the one issue that I said it from the beginning as a rookie. His not being a pocket passer. Is his throwing motion is so long, and you can't be that long in the NFL, because, like you said, you got to get rid of the ball 2.5 seconds. So I think that's the number one question: is his throwing motion? Can he sit and can he read the defense? Because we don't know those two answers yet, because we couldn't see it the first 2 years and being in the NFL.
Yeah,
like I said, you had a new coach. Your first year, your coach was terrible. The offense was so mediocre. You were in and out. They didn't know what they were doing. Then last year it was okay. It's just me. Now that we traded for a receiver. Now I kind of want to see how his pocket presence is, being that you got a receiver now. You got two receivers really. I can't think his name that they traded for Pittsburgh. So you got a decent receiving core. I mean, I'm not gonna put them in the top 10, but you got a receiving core that can make some plays, make some things happen. Now, again, like I said with DJ Moore, you throwing screens with him, it helps, because Coach Beck tell you screens is nothing but it's a run play. It's a quick outside run play. That's all it is. It's like a toss. Basically, it's like, because you linebackers go fly.
It's misdirection.
Yeah. So
yeah, Chase Claypool, I think, was the guy you were talking about.
Yes, sir.
They still got Mooney out there. They still have Mooney. DJ Moore, Claypool. I mean, they look like they got a good 1-2-3 connection there.
Yeah, so
Cole Kmet still doing the middle. They got Old Man Lewis coming back in, Mercedes Lewis. So I don't know, man. It's like, what, Mike, what do we see out of the Bears this year? I mean, I wish we had the other Mike, Chicago Mike, but
yeah,
what do you see of the Bears this year?
He can finish the division. I definitely can happen. Like, they're fighting for second. That's what I see them. They're fighting for second.
Second,
I don't think
division or second
in the division.
Who you got winning the division?
I think it's between Minnesota and Detroit. You don't think so?
No, I'm listening. But you said second.
They're fighting for second. Like, they have a chance to take second.
You got Detroit, Green Bay, Chicago, Minnesota. Minnesota going to be down
at
Dalvin
the bottom.
Green Bay I don't see doing much. But I think Minnesota and Chicago, I agree with Mike. I think they're going to be in a dogfight. I think Detroit takes the division this year. Again, that's just based on what I saw last year and what potential they have, unless people pick up on them. And that's the only thing I have a worry about is people going to pick up on them.
Then you have to look at their schedule outside of the division because they're not going to have a tough schedule this year.
No, because they weren't. Well, number one, you got to take a look at the division. Division is not going to be as tough. Minnesota's going to put up a fight, but I think they split them. I think they split with Chicago, but I think Detroit takes both of them for Green Bay.
And they're fighting for second or third. I don't think they take the division. I don't think they have.
You can't. It don't make any sense.
Defense, huh?
How do you have two teams battling for first, but then you say Detroit is going to be second?
No. I say Detroit takes it.
No, because when you start taking you splitting, and I think they don't. The division is going to be split with Detroit, and I think they lose to Minnesota twice. But then you got Minnesota and Detroit, and they ain't going to tell them what's going to happen there.
So basically, it's just going to be one big dog fight in the North.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And I think Green Bay mess up the stuff at the top, which makes it just even worse. They don't fight for them, but they mess up a game for one of those two, Detroit or Minnesota.
Oh, so they play the spoiler somewhere on the
line. For somebody, but I just think they have a chance for second. They don't have a chance for first. Okay. I see what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but I don't not a mix for first.
Yeah. So the Bears in a dogfight for second. I mean, they're going to be vastly improved. The question is, how's Justin Fields going to handle his new weapons? Is he going to handle them like a champ, or are we going to see a lot more of what we did last year? Hopefully, for Bears fans, for Mike out there, we see a lot of Justin Fields maturing and getting this offense under him, and not having to take 90% of the 90% of the yards. He can actually distribute it and actually have maybe 30 or so passing touchdowns instead of 30 or so rushing touchdowns. So we want to see a more evenly distributed Justin Fields. Kind of like we want to see a more evenly distributed Lamar Jackson, not having to take the ball 70 times and having other players only get it a few times. Baltimore, with the win over Philly, again, nobody played. We don't care. But Baltimore now with Lamar, OBJ, who's new in there, that could be a factor. What do we see with Baltimore now going in their division over there with the North as well? You have Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincinnati. Does Baltimore fit in there? Do we see Pittsburgh doing a lot better than they did last year? Do we see Cleveland with Deshaun actually going ahead and improving? The North, I think both North divisions are in big dogfights, and I think the Ravens maybe behind the eight ball. I don't know. What do you guys think? Mike, let's start with you on this one.
Yeah, Mike, go.
Cincy, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cleveland.
So you're saying Cleveland got fifth last?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So since he takes the division, but you think Baltimore finishes second, does Baltimore make the wild card?
Yeah, Mike.
Healthy Lamar, healthy Odell, yes.
Okay. All right. Vic, your turn.
I got 1A, 1B. I have Cincy. Because here's why. Sitting here going back and you look at it, and you take Baltimore in the playoff game. If that was Lamar on the 3-yard line, that was a touchdown. And the game would have been over with. And Baltimore would have advanced. So I'm gonna take that. I'm kind of like with Mike. If healthy, I'm going with Baltimore. So right now it's Cincy, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland.
Okay. But you see Baltimore making the playoffs?
Yes, Baltimore makes playoffs. Honestly, truthfully, it's kind of going to be the same group of teams in my opinion.
AFC?
in the AFC. Like it's deep, but it's not deep. If that makes sense.
No, it's deep. So we already do. So we already have penciled in KC, Cincy, Buffalo, right? We could all agree those three are penciled in. They're going to the playoffs no matter what. Maybe as long as their quarterbacks stay healthy, right? We can all pencil those in.
I don't know about Buffalo.
You seriously think Buffalo is not going to take the East?
I say to the East. I said not make it at all.
I don't know. Because here's why: you got a new defensive coordinator. So you once was a top 5 defense. We don't know. You don't know what that D line is gonna look like because they're a year older. You got your OC. You can't run the football. It's admitted. You have 2 different OCs. And you still can't run the football. And everybody else got better. Like it wasn't 2 years ago. You blew through everybody. Last year it was a struggle. Everybody got better. Because what did Buffalo do to get better?
Oh, they let Stephon Diggs go ahead and just walk.
Is it can't run the ball or don't run the ball?
I think it's can't.
Now, when you say struggle,
because he went to the Giants and he ran the ball.
But Vic, when you say struggle, you're talking 13-3, second best record in the conference, right? We're still talking 13-3 Buffalo.
No, but what I'm talking about is not. I'm not looking at the record part. Let's look at the games.
Oh,
you look how the games were. You won, but was it you that won, or was it just the team just blew it? Like the Jets blew it.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to say that same thing this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's the thing, and that's the question. Like they weren't beating, they weren't just ramshack blowing people out. They didn't get. How did they get better? Like no one had said that yet.
Yeah,
who's gotten better?
No, I'm with you, but I'm saying
I hear you.
Not making the playoffs. I don't know if they can win. I think it's going to be a battle for the. Miami gonna give them a tough battle, but not make the playoffs. I still making the playoffs.
Yeah, I still see Buffalo making the playoffs. I even still see Buffalo winning the division.
So you have Buffalo winning the division.
I do.
You have who do you have winning the division, Mike?
I think Miami will battle for it this year. The Jets, New England is nowhere near the 2 teams.
So you mean to tell me you think the Jets is not?
You think Aaron Rodgers gonna change that game like that?
I got Buffalo. Yes. I got Buffalo, Jets, Patriots, Dolphins.
Wow.
Reason why I have the Dolphins, I don't see Tua lasting all year. That's the only reason I see the Dolphins down there. Because I don't see Tua lasting all year. That's it. I see Aaron Rodgers going ahead and improving this team because a lot of these Jet losses that they blew, Rodgers ain't going to allow that to happen. He's don't think it is.
They're going to run the football.
I think the Jets are going to be vast improved. They're going to take at least number 2, and Buffalo is going to take the lead. And those are the 2 teams that come out of the East.
Like I said, I have to see the defense coordinator and the play calling and how he's going to utilize that team. And again, we can go back and forth. You can say the Buffalo don't run the football or can't run the football. They don't use the running back. The running back is poor.
Do you think Buffalo's really going to drop that bad in defense because of a new DC?
The play calling is a total everybody.
If you run a new defense, they got to learn that. Yeah, it could make a difference.
Because let me ask you this:
put somebody on defense in with their hand in the dirt to stand up and cover ground, it could make a difference.
Charles, let me ask you this.
Right.
Do you think the Buffalo offense was better last year than the year before?
I think it was about the same, maybe a little off.
Because it's play calling. Like
people are starting to get a knack for Buffalo. That doesn't mean they can't go ahead and do some different play calling. So this is going to be the year I would say that either people are going to figure Buffalo out or the OC is going to have some new creative stuff that they can do. And you're right, they can't run the football except for Josh Allen, which seems to be enough.
But what is enough?
enough to get the victory, enough to win. Like you said, they struggled last year, but a lot of it was on the back of number 17. He's the one that went ahead and pushed that victory when, when everything else failed. It's like, okay, you know what? I can't find a receiver open. My offensive line is crap. My running back is crap. I'm taking it. I'm going to put this whole team on my back. Go ahead, everybody. All 10 of you, hop on my back. I'm just going to lead you.
And I agree 100%. But I just truly, when you look at it, you look at the games that they play, and you look how it was. Because they was in the playoffs with the Dolphins, a dogfight with the fifth string quarterback.
Right, that's true. You're right.
Like I just don't see it like that. Like they're like, oh, they're just like 20 times better. Because I don't. And
yeah, I get it.
Again, look at it. But no one answered the question. Where have they gotten better at?
Yeah.
Because guess what? Because if we flip it, because let me ask you this. Where did the Patriots get better?
Tight end and quarterback.
And OC.
Well, you really couldn't get worse. Let's put it that way. You couldn't get any worse. I don't even count that. You couldn't get any worse.
So they got better, though.
Yeah.
Where did the Dolphins get better?
Defense.
Where did the Jets get better?
Quarterback.
I'm gonna say quarterback.
And you got to put OC in there too, because regardless of the situation, he's been productive. He's not a head coach, but he's been productive as just an OC, and with Aaron Rodgers. So and that's just how I look at it. So it's like, okay, everybody got better. It's not like you were here points wise. Like you were in dogfights. I can go down the list.
And when you take
1921.
When you take a look at it too, you lost a speedster, but you got Davis and Diggs as your 1 and 2. There's not really a whole lot after that. You got James Cook running the back with Murray in the back there. Again, like you say, it's very average, but they made it work. Josh Allen's made this work.
They did. They did. But again, listen to these scores. 17-20, 24-10, 12-20, 29-32. Shoot, 23-35, 31-34. Like these are, look how close the scores are. They're not blowouts. And you're talking about the Bills. We're talking about with the Patriots, and that was terrible. And the games I named with the Jets, they won by 3 and they lost by 7 or 4.
But what team out there? What team? And I'm talking a dominant team. I'm talking like a KC. I'm talking like a Philly. What team are you going to see so many blowouts? They're going to be one score, maybe a score and a half game. We're not going to talk about 40-6. We're not talking about 34-3. There's going to be dogfights. Every team's going to have those.
And I agree with you. Except when you say KC, who's better, the Chargers or the Patriots?
Chargers.
The Chargers or the last year, the Chargers or the Jets?
Last year, Chargers.
Yes. Like
this year, I don't know.
But that's just how I'm just visualizing. Don't get me wrong. And I know people are gonna say, because I bash Josh Allen. I don't think he's a superstar or whatever. But I haven't.
I know. You have this anti-Josh Allen thing.
But have I said anything about Josh Allen? I hadn't questioned Josh Allen. No, I haven't questioned Josh Allen. I questioned the play calling, and I questioned the play calling on defense. I questioned the defense. Those are the only things. But then when you look at it, you take an Aaron Rodgers, regardless of the situation. I said earlier, he's in the system that he already knows. So he's chilling. And now he's just trying to get rhythm with the players. and you know they're gonna run the football. They got a defensive minded coach. They're gonna run the football. They're gonna probably bring in another running back so they can pound this some more. You got receiver core, and your defense was nasty.
Yeah.
Say what you want. If you could at least, you tell Aaron Rodgers, hey man, if you could just drive the field, we could play the field possession game. You ain't got to be spectacular. And we've all sit here and you've seen it, and you watched how many bad throws, how many overthrows, or guys running wide open that ain't make the look.
Yeah, I don't see Aaron Rodgers coming in and having to be spectacular. He just can't lose the game.
Yeah.
Don't lose the game.
Yeah. And the thing about it is we said the Dolphins.
The Dolphins too is healthy.
The Dolphins have the same issue that the 49ers have. They don't know how to protect the quarterback. Yeah, they don't. Yeah. Think about it. Look, they was on their third, fourth string quarterback, 49ers every year.
Yeah.
But he's from that system. So again, you got to scratch the Dolphins out because you're not it doesn't matter who the backup is. You're going to be playing with your third string quarterback because of how you play football and what you got at receivers. You got speed demons. So if you're not throwing screens, you're trying to wait for them to get over the top. You're trying to wait for them to get top speed at 40, 50 yards. And you don't have the protection for that. Those are the questions that I ask. And I say, this is why I say the Jets look better than everybody else. And again, like the Patriots, I don't know what you're gonna get out of the Patriots. I ain't even gonna lie to you. They're gonna be good.
I don't even know either.
Bill's gonna tell Bill, you stay over there on offense, and I'm gonna go back where I belong. I messed up, and I was just thinking I was a guru, but everybody found out I'm not.
Yeah. I got Robert Kraft up my ass. He's been ready to fire me any minute. Mike's over there looking. Mike's looking all smug over there. What do you got to say, man?
Yeah, go ahead, man. I'm gonna drink.
Let's hear your take on this.
Honestly, I do agree with him. I just for Miami before third string quarterback or not. I do agree with the style of play is always deep ball or nothing. I'm just a firm believer in looking at the Bills play. It is play calling, not necessarily not the ability to run. You had a running back to get it done. I think you just don't have the faith in the O-line. You don't have the faith in them. So that's what's during you. And then does Josh Allen have the ability to, not the ability, the go ahead to check out of stuff every time? Because Aaron Rodgers used to do that. Shoot, one-on-one with this guy, I'm giving it. And you got Stephon Diggs over there, one-on-one with him. Hell, I'm checking out of it. Because I know I'm going to win that 50. That's a 50-50 chance I'm going to win that. So you can't say they can't play. When if he has the ability to check out something when he sees something, and you're not locked into, hey, we going 28 counter, we're going 34 dive, whatever it may be, and run the ball. And then when all this fails, we can say, oh, he dropped, he didn't see it. Josh Allen got 6 good run. So I really believe it's the ability not running, not can't run. And if they put a little more faith in the run outside of Josh Allen, first place is guaranteed.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I got Buffalo winning it. I know they're going to go into the playoffs, and I think the Jets finally go ahead and get back into the postseason. Dolphins and Patriots, better luck next year, and that's me as a Pat fan. Listen, I'm going to hope against Hope. I'm hoping against Hope, and I hope Mac Jones just goes ahead and lets everything on fire. But, that is what it is. Hey, listen, that's our division breakdown for this week. We'll get into some more next week as preseason rolls around. But first, let's go ahead and jump down the rookie QBs, the rookie that we know are going to be starting. We know Anthony Richardson in Indianapolis pretty much going to start. Bryce Young in Carolina is going to start. C.J. Stroud in Houston's going to start. Possibly Will Levis may get the nod in Tennessee eventually. But out of those three, possibly, I think if Tannehill starts screwing up, I think it's going to be really, really interesting not to get Levis in there. But with all that being said, out of the 3 starters that we know of, CJ in Houston, Bryce in Carolina, and Anthony Richardson in Indianapolis, which one of those 3 do you see coming out as actually helping their team? And this is going around with the personnel they have, their coaches that they have, schedule that they have. What do you think out of those 3? What do you think can make the most difference? Vic, I'm going to start with you this time.
I don't think none of them.
Wow.
I said which one of the 3? I didn't say none of them. Out of the 3, which one actually would be does anything?
If that's the case, you take Young just because of the division he's playing in. You ride with him. I don't think Levis. I don't even think he's going to start. I think Malik Willis will probably be the backup right now. But Texans, man, I don't know, man. It's hard because one is only. If I have to go right now, I honestly probably going to say probably the Texans quarterback, just because of the division that you're in and you have the talent around you. Young doesn't have anything. He doesn't have nothing out there in Carolina. So I think Carolina's going to be a top 3 pick, and you're probably going to load them up with skill guys next year.
What about Anthony Richardson with Indianapolis? You think that's worse than the other 2?
Oh, man, Anthony Richardson can't read the defense, dog. I'm not looking at no preseason. He knew that it was, and no one brought no heat. Because that's the thing, when you got to understand with Anthony Richardson, you want to see if he can really throw the football because you didn't see it. You see, when you watch his Florida highlights, you see him running around. And you can say, oh, and you see him chunky deep. But you don't know if he can sit there and throw. Because in the NFL, it's the 15, you want to say it's the 20 to 10-yard pass, and you got to throw it on a dime. Those are the passes that you have to make. Like you, every once in a while, every blue moon, unless you Pat Mahomes, you're gonna be throwing 60 yards.
All right,
Coach Mike.
Coach Mike, who do you think the 3 rookie quarterbacks? Which one do you see making the most progress?
The progress goes to TJ, and I say hands down with defensive-minded coach that's gonna have the defense doing things. You already had a solid run game. Nice run game with Pierce. He ran the ball excellent last year, and they have a lot of confidence in him. Like the low VA, and receiving board not that bad. I think Woods being the leader. I don't think he's a 20 type guy, but he's gonna be a nice safety blanket for him. So I think CJ is surrounded by the most weapons and the best situation, and being in the same division that's probably second worst in my eyes.
Okay.
So CJ most definitely.
But yeah, I actually do see. I see Bryce. I know you both said CJ, but this is just me, the inexperienced guy on this team. I actually see Bryce Young. Bryce Young, I think it can. He's going to have a better year than Richardson and Stroud.
Okay,
that's what I see. Bryce Young.
I was thinking that, but then it was like, who you throwing to?
Yeah, well,
because and then you got to look at your coach. Your coach came from the Colts, and he really didn't help that quarterback in getting receivers or whoever was back there. He wants to run the football, and you see Young is getting frustrated because guys are not getting open. Like you have to be, and when it's all said and done, you got to beat the one-on-one match. And I can't name a receiver over there that can beat the one-on-one match.
Yeah, I know. They got DJ Chalk. He's going to be the number 1 guy over there. But again, how good? And you got Hayden Hurst at tight end. He can still catch the ball. But yeah, like you said, you got a lot of unknowns. You got Hubbard who can run the ball. Miles Sanders back there probably can catch the ball. But yeah, you're right. It's gonna be difficult, and I think it's gonna be difficult with all of them right there. But I think Bryce Young actually is gonna be better off, just like you mentioned. The division that he's in is trash. So the people that he goes up against, I think that's going to be his best opportunity right there to overshine, even if it's just against the opponents, the different type of opponents versus CJ Stroud and Anthony Richardson. But I'm telling you guys, Tennessee, you keep a lookout there. If Tannehill starts struggling, don't be surprised if Levis goes ahead and gets in there and he'll start throwing to DeAndre Hopkins.
I think they're gonna go with Malik, man.
You think Malik? Why would they drop the quarterback if they thought Malik was the man or the next in line?
Because they got into this. Oh, Will Levis is he's so good. He's this and that. They get into that hype. I just really believe. I think they're gonna go with Malik. Because if that was the case, why didn't Levis start the game?
Well, they were going back and forth actually. If you noticed, it was the first drive Malik, second was Levis, Malik, Levis. They kept going back and forth like it was a college game. But then again, also, that was not the head coach. That was
coordinator. Somebody
getting that was one of the coordinators getting a chance to run things.
That is true.
Keep in mind.
That is true. I believe it is true, but I know for a fact before he made the decision about the quarterback, he had a conversation with the OC,
which one you want,
assistant head coach.
But let me ask you this. Let me tell you about this. Who would you rather have start? Somebody that's been in the system for a year or somebody that's brand new? You're going to swap them both out. I like what he did with swapping them from one drive to another. I like that. That gives you a really even look at things, especially if the opposing team is playing their same defensive starters for the first quarter. You get at least a drive there each. But I would start somebody that actually has more invested in it first. Levis is a rookie. He's going to go get his chunks. He's the one that would normally say, all right, you start the second half with the backups because we want to see how you're handling the system. But he went ahead and gave equal time to both quarterbacks. He just had to flip a coin and say, all right, Malik, you start. You've been with us longer. You start. I think that's really how it went, if you want my honest opinion. I think, Tannehill's the guy. Tannehill's the starter. But I'm telling you, these two quarterbacks, I think Willis Moore, they're riding the pony. They're riding Tannehill. As soon as he screws up, they're ready. One of them is going to be ready. All right, guys. Question I have everybody. Out of all the free agent moves, we're talking Aaron Rodgers to the Jets. We're talking D-Hop to the Titans. We're talking Derek Carr to the Saints. All these different ones. And yes, even Baker Mayfield to the Bucs. Whatever. Which free agent pickup or trade, this includes DJ Moore over in Chicago, which free agent pickup or trade do you think is going to benefit the most this year in 2023? Take some time. We'll play the Jeopardy music. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to play no Jeopardy music. But take your time. We're going to go ahead and get to that. And then we're going to go ahead and get to our way too early playoff seeding in AFC and NFC. So hopefully you got your 7 teams ready to go. I told you we're going to do it this week. But as far as the new free agent acquisitions that would make the biggest difference, you got to go with the lead. And I think the Jets with Aaron Rodgers is going to be number one. And quite simply is because he's got the chemistry with the other receivers, and the Jets finished in 7-10, 6-11 last year, something like that. They're actually going to have a winning season this year just based on Aaron Rodgers. Somebody prove me wrong.
I mean, big name. He is the biggest move right now. Maybe the most been.
Mike's having some audio. Mike, you're having some digital audio. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's your mic or if it's just the computer that you're on. I don't know, but I'm hearing like every other word. I apologize. Sorry, folks. We're having some technical D-Hop issues.
Yeah. There we go.
There we go.
So I really think Aaron Rodgers is the biggest, most known. I think he's gonna bring the most asset to the team immediately. D Hop would probably be close second, but I just don't think he has enough help and enough knowledge at quarterback for out of all three of them to be the biggest problem for the best asset within the free agency this year. So Aaron Rodgers is definitely it right now.
Okay, so 2 Aaron Rodgers, coach. You're gonna make it 3 for 3
as a number one. Yeah, as a number one, I'm gonna say Aaron Rodgers for sure. And then number 2, because if we're gonna just go quarterbacks, you got to say David Carr because that was the missing link. That has been the missing link for them since the last 3 or 4 years. 3, if I'm gonna stick with the quarterbacks real quick because he's looking at me. Why you looking at me like that, Mike? 3.
No. I'm listening.
You gotta say, yeah. 3, you gotta re-sign the Geno Smith. Like, that was huge, and by re-signing him for them, that was just my picks in the quarterbacks. But when you go outside of quarterbacks, you gotta say Cincinnati signing the left tackle from Kansas City. I think that was a big loss for Kansas City, but also a big gain for them, for Cincy. Other than that, I can't really. I'm trying to think. Like, you want to say Jalen Ramsey? I don't put Jalen Ramsey as what he used to be. I think he's dropped off tremendously. I think age has finally caught up with him with his athletic ability. So those are my 3 off the top of my head and what I've written down.
So I kind of see D Hop not making a difference. I see there's just too much one-way traffic with Henry running the ball, and that's it. It's just not going to work. I see DJ Moore actually helping out Chicago a lot. I like that. I think it's going to give him another dynamic. I think it's going to help Justin Fields break into this, be a better passer than runner. I think that's going to help out a lot.
That's how I think D Hop does benefit in C because
you thinking
you're not gonna allow to keep 8 in the box with him.
Okay. So you're thinking that D Hop is going to be the AJ Brown for the Titans,
or Julio Jones.
Better than Julio. I'm gonna be better than Julio.
I'm just saying.
I think AJ Brown,
the top receivers, and he over there, and he went to die in Tennessee.
I don't know.
I just think you can't. I just think he's that you can single cover him right now. I don't think he's that. You can single cover Julio.
Hey man, you break it up. So I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this, and you just shake your head yes or no on this, because you keep breaking up. I don't know what you're saying. So you have to look at it. You're talking about single coverage, but also you got to realize what the Titans do. They're gonna try to play action and everything else. And one thing about it is, D-Hop is he's not a vertical threat. He's a 15, 20-yard range guy. Do you think you think the quarterback has the accuracy, at least put him in position to be successful?
But I said
that. Look at it when they had.
I said
look at AJ Brown. AJ Brown was a vertical. It was play action. When that safety came down, we're gonna throw it over the top. D-Hop, he's not a blazer, dog. He's a good 15, 20 yards, one hand, and slants and stuff like that. And he has to stay healthy.
So the health part, I definitely got. But I just think his running ability makes him have to be double covered.
So
I take 50 every time he catch it.
So you have Tennessee in the division?
Did not say nothing close to that. Close to that. Did not say that.
No. We're not trying to project. Stop feeding Vic. Stop feeding Mike words. Come on now.
No,
just because his mic is effing up doesn't mean you need to feed him words. Come on now.
No, because Mike be saying all these. Well, I have Minnesota and the Lions battling for first, but I got the Bears going second.
The Bears can have a chance at second.
They do. I got the Dolphins. Like he got a lot of teams that's like third, but they can make the playoffs. I don't really want to see his picks.
Well, we're gonna get to that here in just a second. So
y'all didn't have the Eagles going to the Super Bowl either.
Yeah, and I think you were just saying that.
The only thing I wish we can go. I'm gonna go back and check because the only team I think I really, really messed up on was Broncos. What other team did I have wrong?
Seattle.
Who did I pick? The Rams. I picked the Rams. So 2.
Yeah.
Everybody else make.
You talking about last year playoffs?
Yeah. I'm gonna go check.
Oh,
I give you Seattle. Nobody had Seattle. So that's universal.
All right, you guys.
Oh yeah, I'm really going to check now. I'm really going to check.
All right, are you guys ready to go ahead and give us your top 7? Because I'll even go ahead. I'll lead it off, just to go ahead and shock everybody. So here I go.
In no typical order, correct?
No, this is typical. Well, the first 4 division winners, which I will go ahead and say I think KC takes the East. Takes the AFC. Cincinnati, Jacksonville, Buffalo. Those are my division winners. For wild cards, I have the Jets, I have the Ravens, and get ready, Raiders.
The Las Vegas Raiders?
Yes.
You say okay? That's your picks. I'm sorry.
No That's judgment. My picks. Yeah. No judge. No judge. For the NFC, I still have Philadelphia being the best team in the NFC. I have Detroit, San Francisco, New Orleans winning divisions. For the wild cards, I have Dallas. I have Seattle. And hear me out, the Giants. Those are my picks.
That's pretty much the same as last year, except 2 teams.
Well, yeah, I got to make a difference.
No.
Listen, I didn't have the Patriots in this
one. No, stop. You think you slick. You going to say what you picked. That's how you would say your picks, and then you're going to disappear without responding to them? Can we go back? Can you tell me one more time?
Okay.
Your last pick was who for AFC?
Oh, for the AFC?
AFC.
The Raiders.
Tell me more. Why?
Garoppolo. He doesn't lose. He doesn't lose.
Here's the fact that he lost the job. He
doesn't lose. No, he doesn't lose the job. What are you talking about? Nobody lost the job.
He lost the job with the 49ers.
He did not lose the job. They wanted to get rid of him. Mike is picking Buffalo. Well, he gave me a list here. So the 7 in the AFC.
I'm sending it. I was going to let him go first.
Okay. Oh, go ahead, Vic.
Yeah. Who? Oh, I had to go first?
Yeah. You know he can see that, right?
Let him go.
So he could probably.
Yeah, I saw it. That's what I'm looking like.
All right, send it in a private chat. Like, no, Vic, I don't want Vic to see this. Go ahead, Vic.
I have KC, Cincy, Jaguars, Jets, Ravens, Chargers.
Missing one. Remember, it's 7 teams, not 6.
I thought I said 7. Hold on.
Give him to me again.
I got it written. Oh crap! I am missing one.
Yeah.
Please forgive. God dang it!
And pick the Raiders, huh?
No, I'm not picking them. I got the Chargers coming out. Cincy. All right, so you know what? I have to go Buffalo. I have to put them in.
Ooh, so Buffalo's the wild card.
Yes.
Who you got come out of the East as the champ? Is the Jets?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I have Cincy, KC, Jaguars, Jets, Ravens, Chargers. I'm gonna go Bills.
Baltimore.
Or should I look, Mike? You see, I have a choice. It's either the Bills or the Dolphins.
Anyway, what's your NFC picks? Who comes out on top in the NFC?
I got the Cowboys. No, I'm joking. I got Philly. I got Philly, Vikings, 49ers, New Orleans, Lions, Dallas. I got a last one. I'm gonna go with the Giants. I don't trust Baker Mayfield. So
I was saying you actually had Tampa Bay as a potential
as an option. Yeah. Wow.
No.
Yeah,
I'm surprised. I'm sorry. I see Tampa dropping 12. I'm just saying.
I mean,
I know, to each his own, right?
Yeah, we have it easier. Our schedule is a lot more easier. So, but
yeah, but your quarterback is twice as difficult.
Yeah.
Hell, we don't even know who the quarterback is. It could still be Trask.
That is true.
Mike, who's coming out of the AFC?
AFC division winner: Buffalo, Cincinnati, KC, Jacksonville. Still making it: Miami, Baltimore, and I'm riding with them again this year. Denver. That's 7, correct?
I was really kind of hope on that 7th pick your mic would have cut out again because I really didn't want to hear that.
Go speak on it. Go. What you got to say?
Go ahead.
Why and how?
Why and how?
New
coach, new system gonna benefit this guy, this quarterback in the backfield.
Name the receivers, because he's a pass happy guy.
Who was his receivers when Drew Brees before Michael Thomas became Michael Thomas?
I'm still waiting.
Ooh.
He gonna make a name for him, moving them around and everything for him. The same way, who was the quarterback? Who was the receivers before Michael Thomas became Michael Thomas?
But who was a better? So you really relying on Russ? You think Russ is like?
Just to answer this, just to answer, Cortland Sutton, you have LeJordan Humphrey, Michael Bandy, Marquez Callaway. Holy cow! Yeah, I'm gonna have to take Coach on this one. I'm gonna have to take Rick on this one. Holy shit!
No, Sutton's hurt.
Oh, is he?
Out. Yeah, he's out.
Oh,
like.
Oh, well, that just helps it even more.
You got Judy. I'm not gonna take nothing away from Judy, but Judy has to show something in the game because he drops balls. He drops a lot of footballs, and I'm not sold on Russ.
Yeah, I'm not sold on him either.
Don't be. I got you this year.
But it's okay. It's okay. Listen, that's Mike's picks. Let's go ahead. Let's go to NFC.
San Francisco division, Philly division, Atlanta division, Minnesota division, wild cards, Dallas, Detroit,
and
Green Bay Packers.
No. I'm leaning on that surprise last year, but
I don't see Seattle in here.
That's what I'm thinking about. I don't know if it was a flag.
I'm tripping. Take the Giants out, put Seattle. Yeah, I am very much.
Hey, I was wondering why you took the Giants. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh my God! Whoa! You make you're switching the Giants to Seattle now.
Yes. That's a receiving core.
All right.
I'll take that Seattle.
Now that you want to talk about receivers, that is a receiving core. Russ, go keep doing what you're doing with Sierra, my homie.
All right, guys, mark it down. August 13th, preseason, way too early playoff teams. I have Kansas City winning it in the AFC. They're the top seed. Cincinnati, Jacksonville, Buffalo, Jets, Baltimore, Vegas. I have in the NFC, Philadelphia getting the top seed. Detroit, New Orleans, San Francisco, Dallas, Seattle, Giants making it out of there. For Vic, he is also going with KC, Cincinnati, Jacksonville, but now he goes for the Jets in the East, Baltimore, Chargers, and Buffalo on the wild card. For the NFC, Philadelphia, Minnesota, San Francisco, New Orleans as division champs. Wild card, Detroit, Dallas, Seattle. Mike, you got Buffalo, Cincinnati, KC, Jacksonville division champs. Miami, Baltimore, Denver. I'll have whatever you drink.
Hey, yo.
NFC, Philadelphia, San Francisco, Atlanta, Minnesota division champs. Dallas, Detroit, Seattle making it in the playoffs. Anything I missed?
Nah. You know what's funny? Real quick. We all have pretty much the same teams except like one. That's like that last team you picked.
Yeah, those are usually that's usually how it goes. I mean, it's really especially for the NFC. The NFC, I'm surprised that we actually had this relatively the same picks.
Even I think health is the only thing that'll make an adjustment.
I got a Giants. Nobody else has the Giants, which is okay. I got Vegas. Nobody else has Vegas.
Yeah, I don't know where you see that. That one.
Man,
you must be smoking the same thing. You just in the wrong conference.
Did you put the Chargers?
I did not.
So you got the Raiders beating the Chargers
over the Chargers.
I do.
You got the Raiders over Denver.
Oh, Raiders. I think anybody over Denver. I got the Buccaneers over Denver. If that
even with the injury we don't know about Adams.
Yeah. We shall see.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to close it out here. Mikey with the bad mic. Mike with the mic. Go ahead. You're first.
Nah, it's always a pleasure to be back here every Sunday with you guys. Glad we back at it, working hard. Fly Eagles 5 Super Bowl champions this year, 2023.
Yeah, he had to change it up. He said Super Bowl last year. Now he says Super Bowl champions. Coach Vic?
Man, he had to. Take great time as always. Enjoy it. Hey, enjoy your Sunday, and let's do it all over again. Same time, same place.
We will do it all over again next week, 10 a.m. Eastern time, right here on the ASAP Sports Network. You do have a couple of games coming on later today if you're in the region. I'm sure NFL Network will have it too. But we got the first look at KC against New Orleans and San Francisco versus the Raiders. That's all. But actually both on NFL Plus, which, by the way, shameless plug for the NFL season. NFL Plus, if you get their premium, now comes with NFL Network streaming and NFL Red Zone. So check that out. KC New Orleans coming up at 1 p.m. Eastern. San Francisco and Vegas coming up at 4 p.m. I'm sure it's going to be on NFL Network, so make sure you tune in. Until then, we out. You guys have a great Sunday, and we'll see you back here next week. Same time, same channel.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.